where I found out that people actually learn more when you let them drive and crash the car.
And so, it's funny you talk about risk. What's a risky decision that you've made as a leader, and how did it pay off?
So I left a very comfortable job to come to a startup, right? Like I had a really...
Because you just said, sorry to interrupt you, that you're watching Snoop Dogg, Billy Joel, you're playing golf. And this is the tough job. So I don't know what you were doing prior, but this was a...
So I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. Now
Okay,
I'm on the phone
checking.
12 hours a day.
Okay.
Yeah, before, so I was actually doing like sports marketing and
Gotcha.
was doing like all these fun things. And I honestly didn't really want to come to Cork at first because I didn't really understand what it was. And then kudos to our CEO. He basically was like, you just need to look at the platform, like at least give us some feedback or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm always down to help the community out. And I saw it and I was like, do you even know what you guys have? And then that's when like
You saw
the
vision.
light bulbs. Yeah, like I was just like, all right, cool. I need to come over here and help them because it'll help the greater IT space. And so, yeah, like it was, I had to talk to my wife about it and this whole thing, like, hey, should we go? And it's like, well, you have good insurance and right, like it's this whole thing. You have a really steady paycheck. You only work one day a week. Like it was a whole thing. And so, yeah, it was pretty risky to come over here, but it's been nothing but fun. And it's been a wild ride. Like, yeah, there's some stressful times, but I tell people like the losses hurt you even more, but the wins are even crazier because they're way more impactful. And they're so much more meaningful here. And so it's definitely a crazy risk, but it's been fun to shape a company way differently than like a huge, 1,000+ type of organization, because there is no blank canvas that you get to paint on. It's more of like, here's your color, number 6 blue, and you get to add that. That's it. So it's
a big risk, big reward. You
Right.
get to create something, you get to put your stamp on it.
Right.
for sure.
You're in the big seat though, as a chief revenue officer. You're tasked really with seeing around the corner, or essentially seeing the future. Like, where is this going? So what's a trend you're watching closely, and how is it impacting you guys at Cork?
Well, so I mean, I think I have the luxury of leaning on something that most people care about, which is revenue, right? Like most businesses care about making money or losing money, one or the other. So what's interesting is that most people in the space that currently Cork is servicing, they buy commodity products, right? And where they purchase them from, they have a problem with actually coming up with really good business plans for people in the space to move all the stuff to one place. And they don't have a really good way to do that. And so that's what really got me excited about Cork, because I wasn't even thinking about it from our partner's perspective. I was thinking about the telemetry that they could theoretically share down the stream, right? And so I can now start to envision where if someone wanted to share their information with their preferred place of purchasing products, call it an Amazon, call it what's the other one, right? Like, why can't I think of it?
Which one? Are you like talking like Walmart?
Like hyperscaler, right?
Okay.
Like, so Amazon, Microsoft, Google, right? All of them. They're all like hyperscalers.
I feel bad that I went to Walmart. I don't know why I did that, but you
Well,
said
even
Amazon.
there, right? Like you can buy, like if you want to buy stuff from Walmart, you can buy a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And so like, essentially, if that's where you wanted to get your discounts from, I want to be able to be that vessel where it's like, cool, you buy your shirts, your soap, your everything. Did you know if you buy that all from Walmart, you can get it for 30% less? And again, it goes back to that story where if I ever come to a managed service provider, someone that delivers IT services, and I say, hey, I have a way for what you already buy today to make it all cheaper. Would that be of interest for you as a business? And again, it's a very loaded question because most people, it's like, well, I already buy it, so you can just give it to me cheaper. Yeah. And so I think that's the race, because what you're starting to see is most people are trying to figure out, how do I bundle all my services under one umbrella?
Right.
Well, it's really hard, but I have a better mousetrap to show you how to develop a plan so you could actually give a good business outcome to people who consume software.
What are executives massively underestimating right now? What are they just missing?
Like as a whole, I mean, I think everyone's seeing the trend of like layoffs and whatever, right? And so I think like it's an easy way to change your P&L, but I think from a talent pool perspective, literally you can go out and get some really, really good talent that's been searching for a job. And so like, I think people are just like arbitrarily just letting departments go, as opposed to like going in and really going through with a fine tooth comb and getting all your best talent and repurposing them. Cause like, I don't think that like you could just blanket let go of everybody, even with AI, cause they're starting to see like AI BDRs don't really work, stuff like that. And so I think from that perspective, everyone did like the knee-jerk reaction where it's like, I could spend 200 grand on a computer and get rid of $1 million worth of headcount. It's like, I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. And so I think that's where a huge mistake and a huge underestimation came in, where it's like, shoot, I just let go like of probably 3 people I shouldn't have in that 20-person department. So yeah, I think the headcount thing was a huge underestimation, and like I get why it happened on both sides, but I do think that there's a lot of people out there that probably shouldn't have let go. We're just part of the wave, if you will.
Yep. I know you have another question, Cass, but I'm jumping in. We'll probably cut this later, but you know, when talking about AI, one time I had a very important financial expectation coming to me. And I said to AI, 3 different AIs, 3 different ways, hey, I'm expecting this. What will I get? And it went this. And then I went, are you sure? And it went that. I'm sure. And later, I didn't get that. And you know what it said to me? It goes, oh, man, my bad. Oh, you're bad. Sorry, man. Oh, you're sorry? I don't want to hear I'm sorry, AI. I don't want you to make them yeah, sorry. So the reality that people don't want to hear with AI is it's trust but verify. People don't want to verify.
And that's what it is, right? And like, even so we've been trying to figure out how to like replicate people at Cork, right? And I'm like, well, can't you just make another one of me? And they're like, unfortunately we can't, right? And I'm like, and so it's just a thing. And so I think, like you said, it's how far can it go? You need to really understand it. You need to check all this stuff, because why do people know when AI wrote an email? Because you didn't read it, and you see all the dashes and stuff, right? And so it's just these little things that AI hasn't caught up to. Is it to say that it won't be there yet? But like, again, I think you could have probably saved some of your people for some of the stuff that AI can't do.
Right.
Well, I mean, even when you think about what Cork brings to the table for a client, right? One of the things that Cork brings to the table is all of this data. And that's what makes Cork so valuable across the board, because it has this trust but verify concept built into it. And insurance companies love it. Clients love it because they know that their insurance is going to pay out if there is an incident, because they're able to verify all those attestations, right? So when you think about that, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. What data is it trained on? I see a lot of answers come back from Gemini, at least from Reddit. Like, Reddit is not a reliable source of information.
Right, that's true.
I mean, it's no offense, Reddit. You are an incredibly valuable resource. I use you every day.
It's just another AI. It's just a people AI, right? You have to trust but verify what Reddit says. Just like you have to justify AI. It's a good point, Cass.
So you're telling me that Yelp is not a verifiable or worthy site, right? I mean, it's that's what Reddit is kind of too. It's just like a place where you can review.
I've done some sincere complaining on Yelp. That was true.
So my wife will laugh at this one. She's on either side of the spectrum. It's either a 1 or a 5.
Right.
There's nothing in between.
Right.
Yeah, right. Like it's either I had the best time of my life or this was the worst experience. I'll never go there again. And so
I'll tell you what Yelp does right. I've given some 5s, and Yelp knows how to get me going because it'll go, your reviews are really helping. You Yelp, and that does make me want to do more. Anyway, Cass, I didn't mean to step on your question.
No, that's fine. All right, let's see. Where were we? I think when you think about other leaders, a lot of leaders kind of coming up in the world, what is a pro tip or like a favorite hack for the audience, for other leaders?
Yeah. So at my previous job, they had like an entire department that would spend time studying people and like the best way that people typically learn. And so I used to be a very much like, hey, I'm gonna drive until you know how to drive type of person. Where I found out that people actually learn more when you let them drive and crash the car, because they're just inherently figuring out what they are good at, what they're not good at, and start to leveraging more of their skills. And so it took a while for me to like let that piece go. So it's way better to let your people try to fly and crash the plane than you try to fly the plane for them the entire time, because they'll never really learn everything, and they won't learn their own way. Because especially in sales, for instance, there's not a single way to do anything, right? And not everyone can replicate a style. Like I'm a very laid back but very like straightforward type of person, where other people are really nice and really personable. I'm just like more of a mundane like.
Letting your people fail is scary and great advice. You can't scale if you have to do everything. You're the bottleneck. I hear that loud and clear. This is actually really good parenting advice too for any new parents out there. I have a 13-year-old and I have a 30-year-old. And one thing I see that I did wrong the first time was like come in and rescue, like, oh, let me bring the big mom guns and like solve this problem. And really what she needed was to be able to solve her own problems. So when she got to college and she was on her own, it was like a shocking lesson. Like, oh, I have to solve my own problems. And I mean, she of course did it and is a successful child. My point is though, good parenting advice is love your people like you love yourself.
Well, and then like typically you just be open. The other part of it is have an open door for when they ask for help, right? Like, because they're gonna fail. You should already walk into it like that. But like, then they be like, hey, I have an open door, so when you need help, I'm here. And then you'll be able to help correct that ship and then get the plane back up for them, right? And so, as long as they get incrementally better, they're gonna get there faster. And I've seen it firsthand to where before I'm like, why are these people not catching on? It's because they're just letting me do it. And so. Right, it's just way better to let them fly the plane themselves.
And I've seen Cass parent her 13-year-old, and he said once, "I want to learn how to drive." He crashed the car, but you know what? She let him, and he won't do that again because he lost his license. I'm just kidding. So here's my 13, last question for you.
He has never crashed the car. I will say though, my neighbor is a sheriff, and his wife has called me and said, "Do you know? I just saw your son driving." We live in the middle of nowhere. You can drive here. And she said, and he was a very respectful driver. And in that moment, there was like this pure relief.
See, I gave you a chance to brag. Okay, here's my last question for you. If you were, for the emotional moment of our show, if I was young Andrew, right? And you were going to tell me something 10 years ago to get you right here. So you're sitting here now, you go back 10 years from where you are now. I'm 10 years ago, Andrew. What would you tell me? I'm young Andrew. That would be perfect foreshadowing advice.
So it would be don't limit yourself. Because when I first got into this space, I didn't even really think like leadership or anything was a thing, or like an avenue that I could take, right? And so I think don't let your own limitations hold you back. Or what?
Hold on, I'm going to play this out a little bit. I'm going to be young Andrew. Yeah. I'm not, man. I'm good. Not
as good as you could be, right? And so that's where, like, even even now I'm still learning. And right, I think it's a craft, and I think it's one of those things where you can always keep fine tuning. Right, because like you're always gonna find people that are better than you at whatever it is, and so like taking those things that make them better to add into your bag, I think just inherently makes you a better leader, better rep, whatever. So yeah, I think it's just don't think as big as you possibly can and chase whatever you think that dream really is.
It's good.
Awesome.
Cass, anything before we wrap up?
We've talked a lot about work. We threw a couple of sprinkles of kids in there.
Right.
Andrew, at the end of your life, when you're looking back on all that you've accomplished, what do you want to be remembered for?
Making an impact, right? Like just having some good values, really just delivering something meaningful, right? Like where it's my kids, my family, my wife are proud, it's just like, hey, that was cool, whatever it is. So just something along those lines where it's a good lineage down the road,
I love it. I think Matt and I were talking about some of the key leadership traits, and Daniel Pink said 3 things motivate people intrinsically, which is mastery, autonomy, and purpose. And that you're speaking to the purpose, right? You want to leave a legacy of something that was a meaningful impact. And that's pretty
Cass,
special.
I think it's time to give Andrew a round of applause. Come on. Very nice.
Golf clap?
Great
It's
job,
a golf
Andrew.
clap for you, Andrew.